Engaging citizens.
A game changer for development?
Rethinking Governance with Hassan Cisse, Director, Governance and Inclusive Institutions, Governance Global Practice, World Bank Group.
Hello, and welcome to this course on citizen engagement. As the Director of Governance and Inclusive Institutions here at the World Bank, engaging citizens in the development process is a subject that is particularly close to my heart, and I hope you learn a great deal from the many learning materials we have put together for you. Before you dive into the course, however, I'd like to share some of my thoughts on this topic, specifically 5 areas of governance that I suggest we need to rethink. The first area of governance we need to rethink is our very model of governance. More specifically, I believe we need to move from traditional models of governance where citizen input is received just once per election cycle, or sometimes not at all, to a much more citizen-centric model of governance, one that is more open, that is more inclusive, and more responsive to citizens, and where citizen input is sought on a regular basis, including from the most marginalized groups. To do this, governments and citizens groups need to work together to develop institutionalized methods of receiving and responding to citizen input. Citizen engagement programs that provide the opportunity for citizens to come together and formulate their own priorities and plans for their communities and then communicate these to government is a first critical step. However, through our work, we have learned that empowering citizens to make their voices heard is not enough. We have to go beyond just listening to citizens. Rather, we need to support governments to build institutional systems that incorporate citizen voices in decision-making processes and thereby increase the responsiveness of government programs to people's real needs. In short, we need governments to be more responsive, inclusive, results-oriented, and flexible. Understanding the needs of local communities and adapting government services to meet these needs in a timely fashion is essential to governance that works for everyone. This is the cornerstone of citizen-centric governance. The second area of governance we need to rethink is the assumption that government and citizens are necessarily in opposition to each other, that governments want to be secretive and closed, and that citizens inherently distrust their governments. In fact, we have seen a plethora of actors in both governments and civil society who seek to work together in partnership to solve major development challenges. We need to shift our mindset from competition to collaboration. Governance is not a zero-sum game, but rather a dialogue between the government and the governed that should result in positive outcomes for all. This needs to actually be our starting assumption if we are to have any success moving forward. Third, I believe that rethinking why people participate is critical for building citizen engagement programs that work. It is common to employ what we call the rational choice model, the idea that participation will increase if participation benefits are higher than participation costs. Though this is to some extent true, many studies have actually shown that citizens are strongly driven by psychological and intangible factors, such as a sense of civic duty and a sense of belonging. Therefore, though it may be tempting to solely focus our energies on lowering participation costs, such as through new smartphone apps or cutting-edge online collaboration platforms, we also need to devote resources to increasing a sense of citizenship among both citizens and government. Ultimately, What we need to do is to focus not only on the how of public participation, but also on the why. Fourth, I believe we need to rethink to what extent existing approaches from either North America or Europe are in fact replicable or transferable to developing countries. We have learned that it is essential to place citizen engagement initiatives into the local socioeconomic, political, and cultural context. Therefore, it is critical to establish an enabling environment for citizen engagement within the existing norms and institutional context of each country. In many cases, a powerful instrument to promote meaningful citizen engagement is to develop a broad coalition of citizens, civil society, government, and non-traditional actors to jointly address development challenges and find solutions that work for the poorest and most excluded groups. Finally, we need to rethink how we implement citizen engagement programs to have a larger impact. We have learned that citizen engagement programs tend to be much more effective when implemented in a broader context of government reforms in order to achieve more meaningful and more sustainable results both at the local and at the national level. Through my work, I have seen how citizen engagement can decrease the distance between government and the citizens. However, we must remember that citizen engagement, just like any other single instrument or approach, is not a magic bullet that will automatically lead to better development results. Nonetheless, I can tell you that in my experiences, citizen engagement has the potential to make a tremendous impact. However, it needs to be combined with broader strategies of institutional change. In places that this occurs, I have seen previously closed government open their doors to input from citizens in a way we wouldn't have thought possible just 15 years ago, which have led to real changes in people's lives. So, is citizen engagement a game changer for development? By providing you with theoretical frameworks and real-world case studies, the goal of this course is to equip you to answer that question for yourself. I'm really, really excited to see how you view citizen engagement after completing this course. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.